And it looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello, everyone, and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we all doing this fine Monday? Sick is missing, call the police. Unfortunately, wasn't the usual reason that I was late for the stream, which is to say I went to the toilet and it took longer than I expected. I was texting people. I know. What madness is this? In this day and age, to actually have people text you or people to text instead of sending them messages over a million different fucking messaging services. So I essentially talk to no one unless they actually. Yeah, if you know me personally, unless I give you my phone number, you don't. If you message me on all of the things that is generally available, then I almost never see it. Apart from, strangely enough, Twitter. That was until they made it so that only people with fucking well, people are actually messaging back. What madness! Um, People have to pay money to be able to send a message to someone, which is completely fucking stupid for obvious reasons and makes it basically useless as a messaging service. Um, but yeah, so I've been sending people that. On the case of one of those, um, this is probably going to apply to literally none of you. But if any of you ever bought an app on itch.io for an Oculus headset, this is already going like, what the fuck is the noise coming out of his mind? But if you understood all those words, it's called Custom Home Mapper. If you ever bought it on that, the guy who made it got it onto the fucking official store and has sent you a thing that has the fucking it's full of codes that you can have one and get it, but it's done in a really strange way. I don't want to say too much for risk of causing something stupid, but it's worth going checking it out. Not that any of you are like, it's such a niche in a niche. Like, it's already VR, which basically no one does except for me and like 20 people, it feels like sometimes. And then a niche of a niche of a niche on itch.io and all that. But yeah, Mrs. Sick has entered the room. She went to sit down, and the cat has already replaced her. She's been out of the room for a total of about a minute. That's what she do. Yeah. The other text message was someone sending me, asking me. I bought them a birthday present, probably a couple of years back now, and they were like, "What was it called?" Because it's a computer component, and I had to go searching through like so many old and trying to figure out, like, I, as someone who works primarily on computers, I have quite a few of them, so I have bought a lot of motherboards over the last 5 years. So actually figuring out which one I bought for myself versus one that I bought for someone else was actually surprisingly difficult. I had to, I had to do some sleuthing on my own thing. Oculus Rift has some scary games. I mean, yes, I can't play. I don't know how many people have done the VR, but I can't play the scary games. I've tried to play a couple of. I played a bit of the Resident Evil one, Resident Evil 7, and then I stopped because it was scary. And then, but the one that really got me is there's one where you're sat on a bed. It's like a free one as well, but you're sat on a bed and you're like looking around a room, and like a ball bounces across the room, and it's like, oh, okay. And then you look across, and then you look down on the floor, and there's like a clown puppet on the floor. I was like, well, that's unsettling. And then I looked away and I looked back and I took the headset off because it was gone. It had disappeared. And I was just like, nope, I know how this fucking movie ends. It ends with my screaming, gurgling death. Even if it isn't real, it's too scowy. Salubrious greetings and salutations to Sir Sick and your good lady. He's talking about my good lady again. No one ever, you know, calls out Mrs. Sick and her bad self, which is a good in this context. Did you fix the goddamn overshading on the shoulder of the Sir Sick character yet? No. and it will never be fixed because fuck you.
Deal with it.
I'm glad I caught a live stream because I want to tell you something. I think you are a coward for not making videos on transphobic people. Also, I realised I had it paused for the first 3 minutes. I have made videos on transphobic people. Not like super specifically, but it has been addressed multiple times. I don't know what you want from me. I also need, like, I make things about very specific, like, claims. And I'm not if au fait enough on the trans discussion to probably make any really useful points. So unless you can find something which is very easily and obviously, like most science, is very easily and obviously dealt with, if you have anything, feel free to send it to me and I'll definitely take a look. It's, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Just stop in to buy your family a pizza one night. I Asus Tough, all maxed out laptop. Loved it. I mean, thank you. And that was a sentence.
I thought you said just ate an Asus laptop.
He just ate an Asus laptop. It was very delicious. Flat Earth is drying up. I wouldn't say so. They're still doing the stupid thing. I mean, it was always going to be. It was always going to be the case that the vast majority, are good. I don't know. Certainly not all of them, but when like the whole fucking final experiment happened, a few of them went, "Okay, shit, we can't explain this," and it's like really strongly refutes what I'm saying. But I have looked into some of the fucking like the claim backs. Claim backs, is that the right word? The attempted counters, and some of them are fucking wild. I can't remember if I covered it in a video or if I just saw it and shouted it at a screen, which I am known to do. But I believe it was Eric Dubay, because of course it was Eric Dubay, who said that actually what they're just going to do is take the fucking that 3D eye, not eye, 3D screen thing. They put an eye on it sometimes because it's a big circle. In Vegas, and for some reason put that in Antarctica or somewhere else or whatever, and then they'd go in that, and that's how there'd be like a 360 sun. It's the most stupid thing I'd ever fucking heard. And the fact that anybody in their sphere was like, yeah, that sounds legit, is, well, proof positive of just how fucking stupid some of the people in that world are and how willing to believe literally anything they are. Come on, the Chris people are more scary than horror, and you do fine with them. The Chris people? Do you mean people like Chris CC? Or, yeah, I don't know.
Thank you, Illuminous, because he completely ignored your message.
Sorry. Oh, yeah. I don't have problems. I am the problem. Also, Ms. Sick and her bad self is getting called out. She always needs calling out, especially that she has a gaming channel that you should go subscribe to and watch her live every day. 4 hours a day. It's crazy that she managed to just, oh, I couldn't do it. I mean, I could, but I have work to do. But that is her work. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. Quick, someone code a VRCC Chris Westchester County horror game. That would be the most horrifying thing.
You just hear like a reverbed echo of just CC here in the distance. Oh shit.
Comes towards you with that glorious white hair, and you think you're safe, and then he opens his mouth and swallows you whole like a snake. Horror games that aren't scary. Resident Evil games. Game areas that horrify. Abyssal Woods. I don't know. Resident Evil isn't necessarily scary, but it is usually like quite hard. I think 7 is quite scary, just because it's more mundane until it isn't, and that's kind of what makes it scarier. It's like a house. and not like a really fancy, stupid house with like traps and shit in it. Although it does have traps and shit in it because it's a little bit stupid, but in a fun way. I played 8, and 8 isn't scary, but it's really, really fun. Um, I actually really enjoyed that, and I really enjoyed 4, and I want to play more games like that, but they kind of don't exist in that really specific subgenre. Uh, God is man-made. All right, yeah, no. Pin the gaming stream link in chat. I could pin it to. I guess I could add it. I don't know how to pin things into chat. I'm sure it's like super easy, but I've never attempted such a thing. And I know one of the reasons I don't go looking for stuff when I'm streaming is because I get very easily distracted. Like I already just typed Sir Sick instead of Mrs. Sick when trying to look for her channel. That's
Fine, you could just link your own channel.
yeah. Have you tried Sir Sick? Right. Let's. So it's that, and then I guess. Oh yeah, pin message. That's really simple. Boosh. There it is. It's all white. That I don't know. That's just so distracting. I guess that's the point. But still.
Yeah, but you have dark mode on, so it would be weird.
I wonder if it comes up as black in not dark mode, or if it's just white again. I almost bought some bullet, but that shit is $60 a fifth. I'm sorry, you what?
$60.
Are you talking about bullet bourbon? Bullet bourbon, for me at least, is like £25 for a 70 centiliter bottle. That is, I'm assuming that a fifth is like a fifth of a liter. That is just insanity. You might be. There are more types of bullet. I'm sure they have. Bullet blender? What the fuck? Oh, I don't even know what a bullet blender is. Why would you need to blend bullets? Surely you have to use them first. I can't even fucking spell bullet. There we go. Bullet bourbon frontier whiskey, 45%, 70 centiliters, £30. So it's a bit pricey at the moment. Its price fluctuates. I imagine that tariffs might have something to do with it. Who knows? But yeah, if you're talking about that, it should not be that expensive. Swings and roundabouts, Randy Feltface shout out. No, swings and roundabouts is just a saying, like a really old one. I do know Randy Feltface, not personally, but I am aware of his work, and he is generally pretty funny. I'm surprised I even passed one subject this year. It was group project, and I forgot to credit one of our group members. Oh no!
Oops.
And they was the one who did most of the work.
Oh no!
Oh, how? Why didn't they credit themselves? Look, if you're going to do all the work, you do a Hideo Kojima, and if anybody knows what I mean,
we'll put your own face in it.
not just you'd put your own face in it, but in every single new slide or new bit, as in Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain. Every time you started a new chapter, it would say a Hideo Kojima game because they tried to like cut him out of everything.
Wow.
So he put because Konami really fucked him about at the end of his tenure at that company. So yeah, you do that. If you're the one making it at the top of every thing and in the handouts and everything, that just has your name and maybe someone who did almost as much work as you. But other than that. Were you a Christian before? Depends before what? Before today? Technically, yes. But between today and like a week ago, no. But yeah, I grew up in a softly Christian household, but not soft enough that we didn't go to fucking church every week. But it wasn't like dickhead, like uber Christian. But it was definitely we go to church every week, and fuck me, I hated it with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns. It was very, very, very boring. And I've said it before, but I got kicked out of Sunday school for allegedly making the Sunday school teacher very upset. I said some questions, and I didn't give her unbelievable amounts of respect. I realized as an adult it was just an attempt to manipulate me, make me feel like an absolute piece of shit. How dare you have questions? You questioned the Godman. And yeah, that was kind of fucked up of them. So I care significantly less. In fact, if I made her cry for asking some fucking questions as a small child, she's got more fucking problems than me. Fuck's sake. Do not cite the deep magic to me, which I was there when it was written. I don't know what that's from, but that does sound good. Sorry, I read that as, are you a Christian? Yes, I am the most Christian. I'm like the best Christian ever. I'm basically Jesus, but better. That's how Christian I am. Could be God 2.0. You said questions. How dare you use your brain? Yeah, I can't. I wish I could remember what the questions were. I wish I could remember. It must have been something really fucking obviously stupid. Because, like, I wasn't an idiot child, but I don't consider. Like, children can be smart, but they're usually not that good at picking up on certain things, especially when they're crafted lies, which is, what they get told in Sunday school. So if I was picking up on that shit, she must have fucked it up or something.
Did you feel anything in church? Bored.
Bored. If that's what you're supposed to feel, they fucked it up. Your merch store is cameo. Currently, it is actually actively being worked on.
It's pending.
Mrs. Sick is started redoing some art. It would have been done sooner, but I'm not allowed to use the art that we found because it's not good enough.
No,
and fair enough.
It looks horrible.
Yeah, she hates it, and I'm not going to fucking question her. She is my arter. Ugh. Who the hell uses centiliters? I don't know. CL is used in... Like, I'm looking at the whiskey here. Bullet Bourbon, Frontier Whiskey, 45% volume, 70 centiliters. So, everyone who makes alcohol in this country.
Yeah, but...
Sometimes it is 700 milliliters, but yeah.
But Britons are weird. We use all sorts of measurements. As long as it's not bananas.
I think we're genuinely worse than the Americans for our mixing.
No. Americans are worse because they start using
they'll use anything
objects.
But, yeah.
Objects will use anything but measurements.
Yeah. I felt like leaving for the church, yeah. That was a feeling I had. Yeah. The last time I went into a church was mostly for... I don't want to say what it was for, but it definitely wasn't because I wanted to be there. And as I was listening to the thing, the only thing I felt was pity, because it was one of those sermons where they were like, "Dear God, I am such a piece of shit. Why, oh why am I so garbage in your eyes? What a fucking piece of wasted flesh I am." And I was like, Jesus Christ doesn't exist. This is awful. It was really, really gross. And this was like shit that they repeated back to it. And I was like, oh, that's awful. I hated it. Have they banned night swords? Yes, you can only use day swords now.
Oh my God, really? That was such a bad joke.
It was a fucking awesome joke and you loved it. I want Cersei to drink all the world's whiskey in the next 15 minutes and see what happens. Well, I would, but it's not here in front of me. Everyone asks what my favourite whiskey is, and while Bullet Bourbon is like kind of my serious answer, some will say, it's not a whiskey because it's not Scotch. It's like, fucking shut up. But the best whiskey is the one that is within arm's reach. Like, at the moment, it's a bottle of Maker's Mark, which I'm not a huge fan. I don't hate, but it's just kind of there. It's not one of the ones that I really dislike. Like, I very much don't like... I think it's Monkey something. It's a banana-flavoured one, and it's, like, actually bad. I did drink most of a bottle of it, but I didn't enjoy it.
Hi, what's up?
Can I get the Trinity?
Do you want
as in acquire it?
Do you want to go out?
And then keep it? and then like put it in a little bucket. I'm assuming it's quite small. How many stones of whiskey do you drink a week? Fuck off. Stones of whiskey.
Yeah, the cat does scream at me.
The cat does love to scream. Funny how theists think all atheists are Darwinist, and Darwinist is such a stupid fucking thing to call anyone. Like, there was a point at which you could have used that and not been a ridiculous horse person, but in this day and age, calling someone a Darwinist is just you saying, I'm a fucking thick cunt. It's the only way I could put it. It's just like, no, I just covered a certain individual who you may be familiar with who likes to use the term Darwinist. And it's just, you have to start ignoring it at some point. Like, I try to point out not correct terminology. Anyway, let's carry on with the thing. It's like the whole thing when you'll get either like questions for atheists, and like you can answer most of them with what the fuck has that got to do with atheism? I made a fucking drinking game out of it. But like there is a point at which that doesn't mean anything anymore. You have to like try and answer it. Everything could be answered with I don't know, but that's not particularly satisfying. It's worth pointing out that it's okay to not know, unless your name is Kent Hovind and you don't understand how science works, even though you pretend that you used to teach it, which I'm entirely unconvinced of at this point. The man literally doesn't know what the fuck science is. He thinks all it means is its fucking Latin thing. Now, Maker's Mark I can get for $36 for 750 milliliters. Yeah, so that's about how much you should be able to get Bullet Bourbon for. If you, like, I will share the Amazon link because fuck it, why not? Now, I don't know if this will lead you to the American side. Oh, fuck it, I'll look it up. I will do a work for you because I like that whiskey that much and I'm offended by the idea that it would cost you so much. I mean, in my experience, bourbon in the US is usually like a lot fucking cheaper. I could see like a Jack Daniels, it's the Master Distillery one, 425 quid. I'd love to try it. I would never fucking buy that. My goodness. US, Bullet Bourbon US. Don't send me. I get that I'm in the UK. These are yeah, I want that. Where can I find it? Right, accept. Stop trying to get me to enter bullshit. Oh, you want my birth year? Fine. The dawn of time. Shop now. You're going to just send me to British ones, aren't you? Uber Eats. Oh no, Washington DC. There we go. Sam's Club. Let's go. Let's check Sam's Club. This is not shipping. Oh, for fuck's sake! Just select a club. Oh, come on! I just want to buy it.
You're not allowed.
Apparently, you have to sign in fucking 17 times before it will show you the price.
Don't you know it's prohibition?
It seems like prohibition. I'll be honest.
So yeah, of course you can
Enter
get
address
it. You
to
just
check
need to.
price.
You just need to sign in like 20 times.
Okay. Where are you from, person? Who keeps right? Triscator. Bullet is twice the price. I'm going to find you one where it isn't. Or I'm going to berate America for being crazy town. Because, like, I understand that Jack Daniels isn't considered amazing in the US. But over here, it's a similar price to Bullet Bourbon. And I don't know. I guess it depends where it's made. Fly over Midwest. That means nothing to me. Which are the little AZCACOCT? Assume that I didn't learn your country's fucking states because I didn't and I don't know them and I do not care. Moo. Okay. You're in Moo. Can I just type in Moo? Shipping address Moo. Ah, fuck's sake. What about post office Moo? There we go. Post office something VA. MD. Stop it.
State of decay.
Is it Post Office, Penitence Drive, Sterling, Mother of Presidents. What the fuck? Surely you've got a lot of post offices in your country. Moose Tavern. Oh, so Moe's Tavern. Okay. Minnesota? What is Mo? Is it? I don't know. Fuck it. I'm just going to go with anywhere.
Apparently it is Missouri.
Missouri. There we go. It gave me something. Unavailable in your area. Fuck. Okay, I give up. I'm going to assume that it's twice the price in your country for no good reason. And
I love the advertisement for the American state for visiting it. There's a nice picture of the town.
Yeah.
And then there's an archway.
Mm.
There's a big giant shuttlecock. I don't know what that is. Is that a zoo?
A giant shuttlecock is one of their attractions.
Yeah.
That is a very American thing. It's like,
And
here's an object that doesn't need to be massive,
There's
but...
a botanical garden.
Well, that sounds nice.
Silver Dollar City with a picture of like an axe. And that's it. But they really like the archway.
I don't think it would be tariffs
There's so many pictures of the arch.
because I'm 95% sure that Bullet Bourbon, as a Kentucky straight whiskey, is fucking American. So why would it have... Oh, I guess it might have tariffs for its... No, because you've got to buy the constituent parts from the same country, right?
Thoughts on Freemancy?
What's a Freeman?
Freemasonry. Right?
Oh, Freemasonry.
It's a boys' club, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a boys' club, and they do a bit of charity.
It's a boomer boys. It's a boomer boys' club.
Yeah. It is as complicated as the fucking stonecutters from The Simpsons, and very much no more. And if you know, like, I've been invited to join like similar things, and I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking hang out with people. That sounds awful. It's mostly a place to go and get drunk, and feel like you're slightly better than the people around you, but not by much. You could make connections in it, but other than that, it's like any other boys' clubs. There's lots of boys' clubs. There's probably some girls' clubs as well that have similar function. It's just, it's just a club. Who keeps the aliens under wraps? Steve. I'm assuming that's probably a line from the Simpsons episode, but yeah. I'll have anything if it's free. You get yourself some Masons. The Americans used to make massive steam engines. One was so big, its official name was the Union Pacific Big Boy. That's fucking fantastic.
I like that.
That is the correct name for a giant piece of machinery that works so well. No interest in joining my gay D&D cult? Sounds gay, I'm in, but I'm not in because it would involve like talking to people, and I'm bad. I've already been invited to one group. Mrs. Sick joined that group instead of me.
Like, yeah, but you don't mind outings. You just don't like commitments to a group.
Yeah, it was more about having to go every week, and the fact that I knew that many weeks I would not want to do it, and I don't like commitments to things that aren't something that's mine. I'm perfectly happy. Outings, going out to the club with the friends, that's fun, and something that I would even do it really, really often if I didn't have kids, but I do, so I can't really go out every week willy-nilly because it's, not good to do that. If Sick joins a boys' club, it had better be the Shriners, so he can ride around in one of those little cars with a fez on top of its helmet. That is beautiful. I also, what the fuck is, like, that's, as I understand it, the Shriners are real. And what? Why? Like, it's brilliant.
What do you mean, why? The question,
I guess
the question is,
cars go beep, beep.
It should be, why not? That's
the real question is, why ever wouldn't you do that? Yeah. But for someone to come up with the idea of that, I guess it reminds me of, like, I think it's called like Lord Binface or something like that, who's technically the leader of a fucking it's the Stark Raving Loony Party in the UK. It's a real political party with actual members and people who've run for office and never get it. Can I put a bullet link in the chat? Technically, it's using my mod powers. I will allow you if it's one that I can actually click on and see the price without having to know where anything is in the US. Because that's just effort. If it's not that, then I'm going to be mad. So at your own risk, I guess. I might not take your wrench away. Take that risk. The British built the fastest, most powerful steam locomotive. Called it the Mallard.
That is that is very British.
This is Mallard. I assume you own a horse. No.
Hi.
I mean, I could own a horse, but I'd have to have a gun and a spear and shit.
You want an horse?
Huh?
Horse.
Horse.
Me.
You're not a horse. What? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, you ride me like one.
Oh, for God's sake.
You walked right into that.
Our sex is very strange. It's amazing we even had kids. She just gets cum in the back of her hair when I finish.
Dude.
You're the one who made the horse reference.
No. I would not allow that.
Well,
that's disgusting.
how else would I ride a horse? I'm certainly not going to fuck one. I have no interest in that. So if I ride you like a horse, I'm sitting on your back, probably with a saddle.
You'd probably break me. How I think about it.
The saddle would be supportive and have struts.
You are a big lad.
It'd basically be a chair that you can crawl into.
What? Now this is getting complicated.
Well, it's like the reason I can't do harnesses and shit. I can't see the appeal anyway. But doesn't it sound like so much fucking work? I kind of get it from if you just want to stand there and push someone away and then they slide back on. That sounds quite good. Sounds like less effort. But you'd have to get them there and probably have to lift them up. And at that point, I'm so knackered I don't want sex anymore. That might just be old talking, but still. The English also made the fastest non-streamlined steam engine, called it the Flying Scotsman, which is honestly kind of a sick name. That one really, really works. World record for steam traction is 126 miles an hour. Fair enough. That sounds pretty fast for something running on water, for all intents and purposes. Did you know that Hans Wormhat changed his name to unintelligible numbers and letters? No, he didn't. He changed it to the first letters of repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, or something like that. And it's it actually means something. It isn't incomprehensible. And he did it because I think he was sick of being told that he was fake, because he used a name from fucking shit. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. A lot of people would tell me, and still tell me to this day, oh, you think Hans Wormhat is real, but he took his name from this show that is a comedy show, therefore it can't possibly be that he's earnest. Not paying attention to the fact that Hans Wormhat is one of those you're living in a dream type people, and the character of Hans Wormhat is a person who in fact lives in a dream. If I want to be really nice and give Hans a bunch of credit, that's kind of a clever name for that specific thing, to take that. It doesn't mean he's fucking fake. He absolutely loves his Jeebus. It's just a bit brain fried. I've been arrested in 7 southern states for public intoxication. You, sir, impressed me.
Just drink at home.
I've never been arrested for public intoxication. Probably because our country is a lot more lax in terms of that. And I don't start fights. I've been started on a number of times. A number of people have been arrested for assaulting me for no fucking reason. I'm a big guy, and people big metaler with long hair who's actually very nice. So people, wankers, like to fucking assault me. have done multiple times. But I have lots of friends because I'm a nice person, and I know a couple of them at least got the shit kicked out of them. It's like, don't start on strangers. What's wrong with you? And me just sat there happily. Is public intoxication arrestable? I know it is in the US in certain places. Skill issue, do better. I think it's a behavior thing. You get arrested for public intoxication when you're being an asshole about it. Like, I'm sure some places do it regardless, but I think most of the time, especially like busy places, then why would they arrest you? They just send you home.
If you can't be nice while you're drinking, then you get arrested.
Yeah. You're nice. Considering what I do professionally, you'd be shocked at how lovely I am. Like, I have a decent number of friends. People just like me. And yeah, like I only don't really have that many friends these days because I can't go out as much as I used to because A, I'm getting old, and B, like I said, I have kids, and it would be fucked up of me to just piss off and go get shit-faced every weekend.
I'm the one who says inappropriate things all the time. He's the one who, if he says anything inappropriate, he gets really worried that he's upset somebody. And I'm like, I don't know. Did I? Did I upset somebody? I don't understand why I upset somebody.
If I'm aware that I've upset, there was a woman who kind of looked like a dude, and I thought it was a guy with long hair, and I was like, "Oh, it's great to have a long hair buddy." Another dude with long hair, and she was like, "Actually, I'm a woman," and oh my god, I was fucking mortified.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was absolutely fucking mortified. I could have fucking melted through the goddamn floor. I was so embarrassed. I apologized profusely, and they were like, "It's fine, you piece of no." I'm sure they don't care, but oh yeah, I felt really bad because Sick has hair, yes, a decent amount of it, a lot of it on my face,
all over him,
everywhere. Not like a gorilla because I've got like blonde. My body hair is quite blonde, so I don't look as hairy as I am, which I'm quite thankful for. But yeah, guys, new Sick law dropped. The Sir Sick looks like a fucking biker law is actually ancient. You just have to listen for it sometimes. Sorry, I cannot imagine Sick with long hair. It's how it is. I've got long hair and a beard, and I've got a bit of a belly on me. I'm also 6'3", and built like a brick shit house. And I'm starting exercise, so I'll start like I'm already quite muscular, and I'll only get bigger. Maybe the alcohol in England is better quality thanks to the products used to make it. There is a significant possibility that is the case. Like it's like some places you can't put shit in the alcohol. Like Guinness is one of those things that is really different in lots of different places. It's quite interesting. His evil pirate software. No, I don't look like him at all. He doesn't have a beard. I borrowed a traffic cone in London. The police lady asked me to put it back. I agreed. She was polite. The truncheon was enjoyable. That was later. Orangutans are blondish. Fuck you. I only have a bit of ginger in the beard, and it's not actually too wild. In fact, it's gotten a lot less since the beard started going grey. It's yeah. I think all the ginger hairs went grey actually because I don't really see the ginger in it anymore. Helmet hair? It's mostly helmet nose. When I have a helmet, and it's just big enough for me, and it smushes my nose, and it's very uncomfortable.
He has a giant head.
Yes.
It's very Viking head.
It's me, the big giant head. I have quite the forehead. American beer is like making love in a canoe. It's fucking close to water. Yeah, is like I think Budweiser is all right. At least the UK Budweiser. I've never had American Budweiser. It might actually be piss water. But I assume that most American beers are basically lagers. I don't know. I know you guys do IPAs, but they're a lot like they are over here. They're like small, little fucking microbreweries and shit. What's your hat size in calibers? Fuck you. I wouldn't even know where to start. How do you measure a caliber? You sound like you could make a great Baldy from Baldy's basic impression. No, thankfully. The UK Budweiser is probably Czech. Yeah. I'm aware that most of the American stuff, like I told you a couple of weeks ago, a guy he sold me a bottle of Maker's Mark, and he was under the impression that the person who gave it to him had imported it from the US. And then I saw it, I turned it around and saw a big UK sticker on the back. Although it's not even a sticker, it's just part of the fucking label. That's how much it was definitely made for the UK market. 10-gallon hat. Like, is it actually the measurement of gallons, or is it a different gallon that I am unaware of? I have always wondered that. Like, surely there's some people that a 10-gallon hat couldn't possibly fit, or maybe it would be like really long and tall in order to like fit their fucking headline.
Yeah, so it'd fit you then.
Are you Swedish, Britain? You sound like one. Not even fucking remotely.
No.
If anything,
he's uber British.
If anything, the most English sounding that I am is probably Australian, because my grandparents were 10-pound poms, so they lived in Australia for a number of years, and so did both my parents, and then they came back to England.
And then you've got a lot of family all over.
I've got a bunch of family in Ireland, but I don't know any of them. Watched my first Sick video 2 days ago. Been binging since. At this point, I've been reduced to an idiot with headphones, constantly giggling and snickering. Funniest shit. Love your work. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Orangs are beefy. I'm not fighting one regardless of who gets the sword.
God, no.
Oh, yeah.
Orangutans will fuck you up.
They've got some reach on them as well. Not that I've ever fought an orangutan or anything. Or fucked one. No. The God watching you poop vid had me cry laughing. I appreciate that. I thought it was a really good video. YouTube decided not to send it to anyone. So do feel free, especially that video, to share it with all your friends and enemies and people that you don't know. You see them in the streets, and just like carry around USB keys that take them to my YouTube channel. Sounds reasonable. 10-gallon actually comes from 10 galan, a Spanish word that means so handsome. A so handsome hat. Oh my god. Oh my god, I need. I need one that says famous and good at the sex on it. This is my 10-gallon famous good at the sex hat. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Loved whiskey. Had to quit the stuff because I forgot the better part of 8 years. You didn't love whiskey. You loved whiskey a lot. Way too much, apparently. I have, thankfully, not gone too far. Although, I still consider myself capable of drinking the vast majority of people under the table. Last time I drank with some new people, I was having my general tipple, and the one who probably thought he was the best drinker turned to me and went, "Fucking hell, you put those away fast." So I was drinking slowly. Dying while fighting orangutan. Skill issue. Get good, scrub. Learn his attack pattern and dodge. Fair. Real animals have attack patterns. That's how they work. You just have to learn the animation. Did you get to the bottom of what happened with the God Destroyed My Brain video? It's the same thing that's there's a thing happening at the moment, and it's happening to more than me. It seems that skeptic channels specifically, like skepticism, arguing with idiots types of channels, a few people I've spoken to all say, wow, my numbers have been fucking trash lately. And some of the videos are like unbelievably badly performing. And it's a thing. I think YouTube just changes things every now and again.
Don't they like do something with their algorithm and it sort of like resets things and stuff?
I don't know about resets, but I think what they do is they try to promote small channels for a little bit. And once you're not that anymore, it really fucks you. And apparently a couple of months ago, someone told me, take this with a grain of salt, second-hand, third-hand information, but allegedly YouTube said they were going to be promoting smaller channels. And while that is a good thing, if true, it also means that those fucking views have to go somewhere. Yeah. Ticks can drink 600 times their weight in blood. That is just rookie numbers, if it was whiskey at least. Sloths will outswim you unless you're Michael Phelps. Well, I'm assuming that a sloth mostly just floats. Like, they're not quick in any sense of the word. I can't imagine that you put them in water and suddenly they like start fucking going like a motorboat. Although imagine a sloth motorboating is like a really fucking funny image. Isn't it the connotation with flat Earth? For the channel, no, because there's only a small amount of my content that has anything to do with flat Earth. Flat Earth debunking channels, if like quite focused on it, do very well. If you're any good, and they can continue to do well even to this day. Your Simon Downs of the world are still doing fine. Creaky Blinder started focusing on flat Earth a while back, but he's been affected recently the same as me. And I do a flat Earth video like once a month, and he does them very regularly. So I don't think it's that. It's most likely just specifically this, not necessarily this group of channels. It could be places outside of this, but I don't exist in those environments. I don't know those people, so I can't talk to them, so I don't know. But I think something's going on, and you kind of have to ride the wave. But you also can't you could let it kill your channel if you do nothing about it. So my current strategy is to try and make sure that at least on a Wednesday, I try and put out like what I hope will be a banger video. Will do well, even by my my old standards. And then I will put out something that I'm less sure of on the Friday. I could do both, but I want to make sure that I also don't lose my viewership. This is why it's such a fucking pain in the ass being a YouTube creator, because as much as you want to establish an audience, you also have to find new members, but you don't want to lose the old ones. And I've always been of the mind that I'll not be any good if I just make one type of content, because it will drive me crazy. So the one thing that YouTube really doesn't like is a channel like mine, where I don't purely focus on one subsection of a thing. General stupid is too broad for YouTube as far as I can tell, which is why some of the channels that used to do what I do, and then they found one thing and then they stuck with it, and they've grown much faster past me. But I've also spoken to many of them, and they say, sometimes it drives me crazy just sticking to this one thing. And they really hate it when they put out a video that's not their new niche, and it bombs. Bombs worse than my videos or anything they used to do. Because the people who came for the general stupid are gone, and the people who are there for specific topic don't want the old stuff. So I made the active decision many years ago to say, right, I am always going to try and release general things. I have an interest in religion, so I'll always do that. There's always someone doing a religious thing, especially creationists, saying something really stupid. Flat earthers, which a lot of these are very much Venn diagrams that cross over with each other. But then there's stuff like your Andrew Tate's of the world, who pretends to be religious. I don't think he's religious at all. I think it's entirely part of the grift. But the reason people come for him is because he's just a giant fucking dickbag who is very fun to make fun of. I didn't get a note from Thunderfoot for years. Did he get cancelled? He's still about. He mostly. I sat down and I watched through all of his Elon Musk content because it came up in a video, and I was like, okay, I wanna know exactly what's going on with him. And he had a good portion of all the stupid things that he's done and said. And I was like, okay, more confident in what I was saying, my specifics about him. YouTube algo is crazier than Instagram's. I go from 40k views to 40. YouTube decides to stop suggesting a vid if it fails to hit a certain number of views in a few minutes. I mean, essentially, yeah, and that's what can be really concerning about the first thing. But it's also about, like, I've established, I know that there's a number of you who will basically watch anything that I put out. Now, I don't ever want to take advantage of that and just release slop forever. But it means that I can at least have the confidence. If I make a video that I think is really fun and funny, it means that even if it doesn't catch the YouTube hype train and go into fucking space like some videos have done in the past, at least the people who like what I do will have a video they really like and they'll come back for the next one. And I try to make sure all my videos hit that, but I try to make some videos that are more of a broad, that have a higher chance of hitting certain things. Yeah. There are also personal politics in YouTube. There's personal politics in literally everything. Me. Are you talking about Pavarotti again? That's a funny joke, that is. Variety is how I stick around. If I only get the exact same thing all the time, I will eventually think I've had enough of that and move on. Yeah, I try to keep variety. Some people, my variety isn't enough because I do occasionally cover the same. Like, I try to avoid covering the same topic more than once a month, or the same creator more than once a month. So you'll only ever get 12 of the exact same topic or 12 of the exact same subject, as in person, a year, except for atheism videos, which I make 2 a month, because it is my specific interest as a creator. I find it the most interesting to pick apart other people talking shit about it. It's something that I feel I have a pretty strong understanding of, and of what people say about ridiculous shit. Anti-stupid is my favorite topic. See Professor Dave. Fair enough. YouTube will overload me that second I watch a couple of videos on something. Yeah, it does have a bad habit of doing that. Favorite drink vessel? A sippy cup. I sometimes put your videos on to fall asleep. No idea how I got into doing that, but it really helps. I'm glad to hear that. And you are not the first person to tell me that. So it's nice to know that I have dulcet tones that can allow people to enjoy it. I also generally try, I don't always succeed, but I generally try to have my videos fairly normalized. That is to say, the sound on it, you never get big spikes and never like super low dips. There's one video where I accidentally fucked up when I uploaded it, and the creator's video was ridiculously loud. So when I'm editing, there's like a big long bar, and I can change the volume of all the sort of objects in that bar. And I accidentally turned it right down. So theirs was now a normal volume, but my intro was in that same bar. So it was practically silent, except you could just about hear it. I was so upset with myself when I did that. So some people immediately thought, oh, you're not doing an intro anymore. It's like, no, I just fucking took it off because I didn't want people listening to that going, oh, it's really quiet, turning the volume up and then getting their ears blasted out. Favorite guitarist? I don't know. My favorite drummer, it's hard to say. There's a few YouTube drummers that I really, really like, but I couldn't tell you their names off the top of my head. But I was/am a pretty big Slipknot fan. So Joey Jordison, I always enjoyed what he did before he died, unfortunately. Rip. Are you getting pizzed again, Sick? I would say, I mean, I'm having a drink, but I wouldn't say I'm getting pissed. Amazon's been constantly pushing bathroom trash cans. I bought one 2 months ago. I do not need another, thank you. I never understood that as a sales technique. Surely, if someone buys something that you only need one of every fucking lifetime, probably don't tell them about it anymore. They're done. They figured it out. I'm currently trying to fall asleep to your videos. Is it the stream or the videos? Because I think the streams are definitely not as good for falling asleep. Actually, to be honest, I think that the streams are probably better. Hell yeah, Slipknot, yeah. ABBA had a surprisingly good bassist. That doesn't surprise me. My favorite drummer is me. Fair enough. Sorry, is breaking into a building site illegal, or don't kids have fun these days? Well, I assume it's not legal to trespass on something.
I don't think it was ever legal.
No. Or are you saying that it wouldn't be fun if it was legal? Because, like, a lot of things aren't fun if you're allowed to do it. That's what, like, most sexual fantasies are about. Pantera is back, and it is neat. No one else got bathroom trash cans on subscription. Don't cross the streams.
God.
Yeah, don't listen to two streams of me at the same time.
Imagine just getting a bin every few months.
Everything is legal as long as you don't get caught. Technically. I used to date a girl who was just fucking obsessed. Like I talk about sexual fantasies. Her fantasy was to just have sex in public, everywhere. And like she said, her ultimate fantasy, it was quite in depth really, was to have like a glass sheet across between two buildings that you would have sex in the middle of. And it's like, so everyone would be walking beneath, but no one would notice. And that's what got her going. And I was like, but
that is very specific.
I'm not like, even back then, I was definitely not as fat as I am now, but it's going to take some expensive glass to do that. Yeah. Nobody noticed my Slipknot reference. He had to mention music taste before he forgets that I am a world before I am a man. I was a creature before I stand. I will remember before I forget. Didn't get it. Yeah. She liked reactions though. I don't know what you mean. My current bassist crush is from Maku. I don't know what that is. Is it a band? Is it a person? Is it a channel? Never know. Gravity, imagine particles. Yeah, so that was a thing. But it is now 10. I know I was a little bit late, but I don't care. I'm going to piss off now because we're probably going to go watch a terrible show. But it just has one actor in it that's really, really good, so it's always enjoyable to watch. And we'll probably see you in the next one. Thanks for coming, and watch all my videos multiple times. Make YouTube want Sir Sick to actually be a thing. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye. Where's my fucking thing gone? Oh shit, I've lost it.
I'm here.
No, my other thing. I think I might have. There it is. All right, bye this time. Actually, for real.
Bye.